10 jumper into the second row, replacing their injured captain, Mark Graham. Comes up as follows, and in that list, even with the names out that I mentioned, and you can add to that Graham Eadie and of course Terry Randall, amongst others, including Chris Close, I think you'll find that team boasts something like 6 internationals. Vaughton away from Burns. That's a bad mistake by the North Sydney lock. Brown, and a gain of some 45 metres, all because Alan Burns tried to take Vaughton high and Vaughton made him look bad. Rebo, McKinnon's put it down. Broadhurst back in possession for Manly with 6 more tackles on the North 22 line. Rebo, keen for work tonight. Keith Harris making the tackle in 10. Now Chisholm, Brown. Here's Boyd. One-handed to Thompson, a good pass to Vaughton. This is Eden, and now Rebo. Rebo, I think it's a try. The touch judge, the man to watch. It's a try, all right. Scored by John Rebo.
Made a couple of top breaks and left Burns in his wake on both occasions.
Cox. That kick will go to Rebo. He's going to kick Mitchell Cox, and I realised that he was in a situation where he had to kick to Manly's left flank, but it might be better that he's able to maybe redirect those kicks. Rebo was room to gallop in. He's certainly much more potent. Chisholm. Krilic, who on Sunday will play his 299th game for Manly, which will eclipse the previous club record of 298 held by Fred Jones. As a bust is made by Ray Brown, Krilic is with him, and so is Broadhurst. This man looking for a try, and has he got across? Yes. 8-0. McCaffrey cuts out Cox, speeds it out to Adam, on to Tate. And the defence quite strong out there. Carey and Blake and Vaughton. Here's McCaffrey, short ball for Peter Cross. Picked up by Mitchell Cox. He's away from Windshuttle, heading for the corner, picking up Luckman, and he's over. Sheer weight and speed has taken him over under the tackle of Michael Eden.
Off the side and off the field, and Brown going into the hooking spot, you know, that could severely weaken their forward defence and also their battle for possession. And North Sydney far from out of this game now, trailing only 10 points to 5.
North Sydney on a big stretch to the left. The Bears on the attack. McKinnon tackled on the 22 line. Gray. McCaffrey. Cox. Chopping back on that right foot. He may promote something over here. Adam inside the 22. Calls inside McKinnon. Momentum must take him across. It's a try to the big forward. Don McKinnon scoring for the Bears. 10 points to 8.
We picked up a bit and got back to 6-4. I think we lost the first 4 straight. I think we've ironed that out, and I see we'll get a pretty fair share in this half, I think.
Is there any discussion about Rebo's try, the first try after 8 minutes from the boys?
Not among us, no.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks for talking to me.
Thanks, Ray.
Here's Manly on the attack with Chisholm picking up Philip Blake. Here comes a try for the youngster. Yes! Manly striking back. Leading 13.
Committed to talk about front rowers putting the ball down. We've had that discussion before. Gray. Adam.
Through Wilkie to the centre, Tate. 3 metres out. Chance for the Bears to come back now. McCaffrey did well. A shocking pass from John Adam to give a little halfback. Coxer standing to the right. McKinnon turns it in field for Burns. The Bears looking for that corner. Keith Harris has tackled. 5 metres out now. Last tackle coming up. Probably the crossfield bomb from McCaffrey. There it goes. They fly for it. Carey's put it down. I think it might be a try by John Adam. Yes, he's given it. And the Bears have come back again. 15-13, and an easy one for John.
Looking for a grandstand seat, that is.
A North's ball. McCaffrey.
He's been very closely watched this evening, young McCaffrey, hasn't he? He's been a real spark for the North Sydney side, but obviously Thornton has had special instructions and he hasn't given him...
Rebo! Still going! This will be a great try! Has he got it down satisfactorily? Yes! What an individual effort by Rebo. You want to see a show of brute strength? Absolute determination? This man's about to give it to you on the Channel 10 replay. John Rebo.
North's coming up with possession anyway. McCaffrey, Gray, Harris. That's John Adam. Yes, it's an interesting decision that Ray Ritchie's going to have to face.
Here's McCaffrey into a big gap. Hasn't got the pace to go on with it. Carey picked him up in cover.
He's got plenty of pace, we saw that. It was just that Carey was coming in at the right angle to chop him off.
Burns probing for an opening. There's one there out wide. Gray's floated it out to Wilkie. And still going to the left for Keith Harris to give it to Don McKinnon. And it's back with Keith Harris now.
I thought North squandered the golden opportunity there. They had 3 or 4 men overlap and they should have scored.
Here's Cox. Put down, picked up by John Adam,
Who took a look at the referee to see if it was a knock-on.
5 gone. McCaffrey had scored 1 off the bomb. Up they go. Eaton's got it.
In his side leads the Bears. And the Manly cheer girls are getting nearly as puffed as the boys. And a big night for the girls. And a big night for our sideline cameraman. He has a lot to do, but those little incidents that he has to capture are like a breath of fresh air for him. Winshuttle's tackled 30 metres out. Carey. Watching him run, Keith, Carey, he sometimes indicates that he probably, to some, might look like a 5'8", the way he steps and dances a bit.
Yes, well, he certainly hasn't really impressed me in the centre spot. I've seen him play on 3 or 4 occasions now, and he certainly was a boom player last year when he came down with the countryside to play the city side of Canberra. He made a success of the halfback spot last year in Sydney.